I ask you to hearken back to the original summit declaration, perhaps even recalling for the audience the first paragraph would be important. It was essentially the premise behind the founding of America's promise. And here's what our forefathers said. 2 centuries ago, America was founded on the proposition that just as all people are endowed by their Creator with inalienable rights, citizenship entails undeniable responsibilities. As each of us has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, each of us has an obligation to give back to country and community, a duty to take responsibility not just for ourselves and our families, but for one another. We owe a debt of service to fulfill the God-given promise of America and our children. In their declaration, the presidents went on to say that the need for shared responsibility is a self-evident truth. The need is still evident, and the responsibility is still ours. The president's call was not about a particular time and place. It is a call to every generation of Americans to keep the promise for every generation of Americans. We must recommit not only ourselves, but we must call upon others to respond to this self-evident truth.
Thank you so much. Now, is everybody out there ready to recommit to kids?
Yep.
Have you written a note to a young person in your life? Thank you. And thank you, Colin, and thanks to all the fantastic performers who joined us today. And thank you especially to the Ford Foundation, Citi, and Target for sponsoring this very moving and important summit. And we cannot let this day go by without giving tribute and special thanks to the great staff at America's Promise who have produced this truly wonderful event. Now, as we leave today and begin the work ahead, we come back to the same fundamental challenge that we faced 20 years ago. It is the same challenge our nation will face 20 years from now. It's not a challenge of reinventing the wheel. It is the challenge of summoning the will. When it comes to keeping the promise of America, the promise of opportunities for every child to pursue happiness and fulfillment, there is no grand machine we can build to do the work for us. There's no automatic pilot, and most of all, we have to remember that there's no them. There's just us. Just us. Supporting young people is not just the work of government. It is the work of a people. So let the call go out today that went out from Philadelphia in 1997. As the presidents declared, along with inalienable rights, we have an undeniable responsibility. Each of us has a stake in the success of our children. Each of us has a solemn obligation. As a nation, we have promises to keep. Every one of us must do something. Every one of us can do something. And if every one of us does something, the future of our country will be transformed. We will harness the power to make the American dream, the pursuit of happiness, real for every child. That is our cause. That is our vision. That is our commitment. So let us all recommit ourselves to kids today. Let us commit to making the words of Langston Hughes our very own. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great, strong land of love. Let it be the land where opportunity is real and life is free and equality is in the air we breathe. Hughes described America as that land that has not yet been and yet must be. And it is not yet. But if we commit ourselves together, it is the America that will be. Let's go forth and make it happen. And God bless you all.